Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm talking about my go-to summer beauty routine. This will include skincare as well as makeup and sunscreen. This is basically just my no-brainer. I go by muscle memory. This is just what I do in the hot summer months when I still want to look put together, but in a very minimal way. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. I will go ahead and include timestamps down below. Feel free to jump around. So first up, we're doing skincare here, and everything that I'm mentioning, the products, the brushes, whatever, they're all listed in the affiliate links down below. Please go ahead and have a look. I'm starting off with this Violette FR Boom Boom Milk. It's basically a toner, serum, light moisturizer 3-in-1. It's technically called all those three. For me, it's really just like a really nice hydrating toner. So what I do, I like to just spray it very liberally, but often what I do is I just spray it into my hand and on my microphone apparently. And then I just sort of press it into place. Because it is a very hydrating toner, it feels very cooling and calming and appeasing, which is nice in the summer months. After that, I go into vitamin C. I have the Murad vitamin C. It's a dark under eye corrector. It actually works. I've used this for years now, and it's technically a serum, but I find that it hydrates enough. In the winter, I will often go into a little bit of an eye mask or something underneath, but since it's summer, I find that this is enough, and it's very brightening. As I'm talking with you here, you can see it's a pretty quick, visible result. It's brightening, it's hydrating, and just sort of refreshes the whole under eye. Now, I do like to go into a vitamin C for my whole face, but something I've discovered is my skin can be a little bit reactive or sensitive to vitamin C. So oftentimes what I'll do is I will mix my vitamin C into my moisturizer. So if you've had issues with that, just try layering or mixing them together, because if you simply layer your vitamin C and then your moisturizer over top, you may get a reaction. It's very natural. The moisturizer that I'm using is from Bioderma. It's their gel moisturizer. It's really lightweight. It's nice for the summer. I think I'll do 2, maybe I'll do 3 like this. And then I'll put my vitamin C, which is the Drunk Elephant vitamin C, and then you just mix them both together like this, and you apply. I do have dry and dehydrated skin, but in the summer I do find that a gel moisturizer is enough for me. My skin now looks hydrated and luminous and has that beautiful glow. So I'm ready to go into sunscreen, and the sunscreen is part of my makeup. I love a tinted sunscreen, a tinted SPF. It's really my summer base. I haven't worn a foundation in months, and I'm completely fine with that. This is the Color Science Tinted SPF, and I have the shades medium and tan because I find the tan is a little bit too tan for me, but medium is not quite enough. So what I do to get sun protection, you basically want 2 finger stripes just for your face. So if you want to do your neck, you should do a little bit more as well. So it's okay to mix 2 of the exact same brand and product of sunscreen, but when you mix 2 different brands together, you don't get the same guarantee of sun protection. So just be mindful of that. So like this, and it looks white, but as soon as you massage it like this, it turns into an actual skin tint. A few of you asked me about the finish. I would say that this has like a soft, slight velvet matte finish. It isn't drying, but also it isn't oily. Some sunscreens have a little bit of a shiny finish. This one does not. My skin still looks bright, but it isn't very oily, it's not slick. It really dries down to a soft powdery velvet. So it's really a great product for summer for sun protection, but also just as a base. Now I do like to fill in my eyebrows, even if I'm wearing something very light, because I just find that a good eyebrow goes a very long way. And this is the Benefit Goof Proof in the shade 3.5. Taking an extra minute or two just to make sure my eyebrows are framed and filled in makes a big difference, because this way I get away with wearing less makeup overall, but it makes me look put together because I have good eyebrows, but they're not particularly dense. Some people can do nothing to their eyebrows and they look filled in. I like to just take a little pencil like this and just fix them up a little bit. And again, a little bit goes a long way. Moving on, I'm going into my Fenty Beauty eyeshadow primer. So I'm not actually going to wear eyeshadow or much eye makeup, but because it's hot, it's humid, I'm sweaty, I find that my eyelids also get sweaty and creasy. So I do this with a big Rephr 15 fluffy brush. And this will just help my eyelids from getting greasy as the day goes on. And this itself will be my eyeshadow, my eye makeup. I'm going to put a little bit of face powder, but just on the eyes, not actually on the rest of my face. And this just helps set everything. I mean, I'll see in a minute if I think that my face needs powder, but typically I don't. I just powder my eyelids. And sometimes I do go, in fact, twice with the eyeshadow primer, because you don't understand how humid it's been. It's been so muggy, and I just, even though there's no makeup on the eye, sometimes I swear I can feel like the sunscreen creasing in the eye, and this just helps everything be locked and loaded all day. For the powder, I'm going to use the Givenchy loose powder in the shade number 3, because the shade 3 is like a slight pink to it. So I just knock some in the cap here, and then with the big fluffy brush, just collect some powder, and then tap that and sweep that over top. Both the eyeshadow primer and the powder have a slight pink to them, so it makes my entire eye area look bright and awake. So perfect. Moving on to the mascara, I'm going to use the Benefit Bad Gal Bang in waterproof. Waterproof because I want this to be waterproof, sweat-proof, heat resistant, and this is a great mascara in general, but I'm excited to try the waterproof version. I've used the regular formula many times. I like that it separates my lashes a lot. It's very dramatic. I recently did a video talking about the best neutrals for summer, and you guys loved it. I did sort of like a pairing video, like neutral eyeshadow to cheek to lip, and you guys loved it. So I'm going to continue that series for the summer, and then, you know, for the other seasons as well. I think the next one I'll do is maybe some beautiful corals, because that was, I think, the top requested one. I also love the idea of like oranges, but I think corals are more popular. So maybe I'll combine both the coral and the orange together. I just like the idea of giving you matching combinations. Like if you're wearing this cheek color, like a blush, wear this lip product together. It's just fun and very helpful as well. There were also some comments asking for pinks, and I think some people also asked for blues and greens. So if you're wearing, you know, this blue eyeshadow or green, wear these other products with it, but I think I'll start with coral first. Moving on to a little bit of concealer, I'm going to use my Armani concealer in the shade 5.5. It has a little bit of peach to it, but when I was applying the tinted SPF, I went under my eyes because I wanted the sun protection, of course, but also it adds a little bit of correction as well, which is really nice. The reason I'm using this concealer is that it dries down really quickly and it stays in place all day. I'm using the Prada Beauty Concealer brush here, but just use any incredibly long-lasting, crease-proof concealer. I also really love the Chanel Sublimage concealer. That one is so expensive, but it's one of those heavy duty, stays in place all day. So I would recommend either one of those for this type of makeup look. I also like to take my brush that I was using before. This still has a little bit of eyeshadow primer and powder, and hopefully this will help the sunglass crease. What you can do is you can just sort of tap this along the bridge of your nose like this, and you can also take a little bit of the powder and put it on the sunglasses themselves, where they're going to just sit here like in this area. It helps a little bit, but it is what it is. Often what I'll do is I'll go like this, and then when I take off my glasses, I'll just tap very, very lightly. But you know, it's a hazard of wearing sunglasses and looking fabulous. I'm going to add just a touch of bronzer. I like the idea of having a very light face because I'm not actually wearing any makeup, except like the skin tint is a sunscreen, so I want to just honor that. But I'm going to use my Hermes bronzer here in the shade number 2 Atlas, and I'm using a rougher brush, the rougher 04, just a little bit. And then using the rougher 05, I'm going to use this NARS blush in Obsession. So be prepared, a mild jump scare, boom. It's a beautiful like papaya tangerine color, and I've decided I'm going to go into a really warm red lip, so I want something warm on the cheeks. The reason I'm using a NARS blush is because these are incredibly long wearing. These don't fade, they don't move, they don't budge. They're sweat resistant, heat resistant, life resistant. I would say either go with a NARS one like this or the Guerlain terracotta blushes. The reason I'm not using that is because when I bought mine, it was winter, so I got more cool toned shades. So if you're going to go with a lip that's a little bit more pink or cool toned, go with the Guerlain terracotta blush, because these are also incredibly like they just sort of suction to your cheek all day. It's just that this will not really pair well with my lipstick. So it's either one of these formulas, but whatever colors you think would work best with your lip color. For the lip, I'm going into my Ilia Lip Sketch. So this is like a lip liner slash lipstick, and I'm using the shade called Piazza. It's a beautiful, warm, orangey red, perfect for summer. And to complete the look, I'm going to go into a fragrance. I have a sample here of the new Chanel Gabrielle L'Eau. I tried this in store and I got a sample and it smells amazing. So this is part of the Gabrielle fragrance line, but it's a new version. It's called L'Eau. So I got some on my scrunchie as well. Listen, I'm shocked because I don't like the classic Gabrielle perfume line. On me, it smells like a bar of soap. It smells almost like astringent and way too many flowers. But this one here, the new L'Eau, in my opinion, smells nothing like the original. It's like a totally different animal. It's totally different. It smells light. It smells sweet and fruity. It smells like berries, like fruit, like pears, like red fruit. It smells bubbly and effervescent. If you told me this was part of like Chanel Chance Eau Tendre, you know, like those beautiful round bottles with the pink and the green, if you told me this was part of that, I would believe you. That's what it smells like to me. And there are still some like white flower notes, but it's just so much better. I love this fragrance. It's so nice, but I'm really curious, those of you at home who wear the classic Gabrielle, what do you think? Do you still like this? Because it's a complete deviation from the original, so sound off in the comments below. And this is it. This is my go-to summer beauty routine, top to bottom, skincare, SPF, makeup, all that jazz. If you do this at home and you're not explaining it to people, you can do this in under 10 minutes. It's very quick, very fast. It's really just talking here with you guys and talking with my hands that gets me to having a longer video. But I promise you, if you do this at home, it's very simple. We're hydrating, adding some vitamin C, SPF for sun protection, and then just like a little bit of makeup here and there just to, you know, zhuzh yourself up and get ready for the hot, sweaty day. If you made it to the end of today's video, leave a little red lipstick emoji in honor of today's lipstick. And in case you missed it, I recently did a video on the new Dior Paris Plan collection. I just saw this here and I was like, oh, I have to show it to you again. I just used this once so far on my channel, but I cannot wait to use this again. It's so pretty. I love it. I love blue makeup. Even though today I'm wearing something really warm and red, I'm drawn to these blues here. So I will go ahead and use that again shortly. So make sure you are subscribed so you can get more tutorials. And on that note, I think that's all I have for you guys for today. Leave a comment if there's any more summer beauty related videos you'd like to see. I did a community post recently asking you guys what kind of summer makeup content you wanted, and a lot of you suggested skincare, so that's how this sort of came about. But sound off in the comments below. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.